Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me once again. You are always most welcome. Well, we're having a bit of an ICM update today because we've got a couple of kits that have come through from ICM. The February releases at the end of February, which are now in the shops, I think. A couple of them though are these kits where they've sort of combined things together, which I quite like. But what I'll do is I'm not sure it's worth a separate video for every item, so I'm going to tell you what they are. So as you've already seen, we've got the goulash cannon with the truck and the cooks, so it's all three of the previous kits combined into a diorama set. They don't actually call it a DS though, but it's really a diorama set now. So you've got all your cooks, including your Swedish chef, German chef, and you've got the goulash cannon and the oven system, plus the truck as well. So it's a combo set. We've also got, coming through, the half track, the Hanomag, the 2511 1-ounce B. Now this is the sort of ubiquitous, sort of standard, very heavily much produced version which was used, and you can see on the side actually. So this is kit 35106, and this one has been used in the Balkans in 41, Romania in 41, Eastern Front 41, and then North Africa in 1942. So you can see here just how commonly in use this was. Now we have seen this kit in other versions. We've seen the radio version, we've seen the ambulance version, and now we've kind of got the more common version. So what I might do is I might take a look at that as a separate kit later. So that's one we might unbox. Probably won't with this one because we have seen everything that's in here. Just that it's a combination, but I think that's a brilliant set. I mean, these are retailing for about £30, I think, £30–35 thereabouts. 30 to 40 quid anyway. You get so much in here though. I mean, how many parts are there? 78 parts. Yes, that's 50. 61. That's about 320 parts thereabouts. It's quite a lot for not a huge amount of money. And it's a very interesting set we've seen before. So I won't unbox that one today, but I just want to sort of talk about the fact that I really enjoyed that. What did it came in the kits of the year? Was it 10th? I can't remember. It was in the kits of the year when it was just the men, just the set with the men and the stove. So that tells you how much I liked it. A very interesting set indeed. So that's something that we probably won't revisit. What I will be doing now, and this is big shout out to ICM. Two things. I just want to give you a heads up. They've very kindly sent me, at my request, several people have been talking about this a lot recently, about the sheer quality of their acrylic paint set, and I starting to feel a bit ashamed that I've been sent lots of their sets that go with certain kits. So for example, there was a Marauder set, and there was a Black Hawk set, and a set for the German Navy dreadnoughts, etc, etc. And I have shown these, I haven't actually demonstrated them as such, but I've shown them, and each and every one of these I sort of give away to various people for various reasons. No benefit to myself. And it just occurred to me, I thought you really need to actually use them because the feedback on them is very strong indeed. And I'm thinking, well, Tamiya acrylics are very, very good, but in some situations they don't work as well as I would like. And everybody's saying that these acrylic set from ICM both spray well and brush paint well. So I said to them, I'm a bit cheeky asking this because they're not cheap. This is about, I think it's about £45–50 worth of paints in it. And I said, is there any chance I could have a set of these to actually use? Now I've got the Mosquito, and everybody knows I am foot dragging on this big Mosquito from Tamiya for lots of reasons, but yeah, it's not a problem. I look you in the eye, everybody who watches this and wants me to get on with it, and I say to you, I was chatting to Stuart recently, and I said to him, don't worry about me. I've never not finished, and I certainly wouldn't not finish a brilliant kit like that. It will be done, my lord. It will be done. That kit is being built. It's going to be done. It will be finished, and I think you'll enjoy it. But it was when I thought about it, I thought this actually is the perfect kit because it's got a lot of different paints, and it's a long, detail kit. And I'm finding some of the Tamiyas are giving me issues here and there. This would be an ideal way to test their product for ICM, for me to actually use it on a big project like that. And they jumped at the chance. They couldn't be more helpful and said, yes sir, not a problem, we'll send them straight through the next kits. And I felt a bit cheeky. But it's not cheeky if I'm going to use it and then give you feedback. So I thought, yes, this is what I need to be doing. So I'm going to actually use the product. Whoa, there's a red letter day, get the flags out, So that's the plan. I'm going to be using it, and you get a fantastic array of them. I mean, just look at them. For those of you that don't know, they really do. They come in a fairly sensible bottle that they provide for them, and you've got this enormous range of colours. It's just, how many are there? There are 80, of course. 80 colour set, hence the thing on the front. And just look at them. It's a fantastic set. And I've not met anybody yet who thought they were really not up to the mark. Everybody's been really impressed. Jason at Model Kit Stuff is one of them, and he was recommending them to me, saying, haven't you used them yet? What's going on? Because I get them free, and I know that he bought this set, I think. So I thought, yeah, well, come on. You've got a really big project on that would merit having a lot of colours. You've got, flesh colours and all sorts, just about everything under the sun, really. So I'll probably continue my policy of passing on these other little sets once I've talked about them in the shows I do. But this one I'm going to keep for myself, and this one I'm going to use for myself. So you're going to get a quality feedback. So watch this space. There will be more talk about this in the future. Something else I wanted to talk about today, and it's a very difficult one, this, regarding the situation in Ukraine. And I don't want to get into any detail about this or geopolitical discussions at all. I just want to register that I am not, like many of you I'm sure, I am not happy with what is going on at the moment. I think it's completely illogical. I am not particularly for or against particular politicians that are not in my country, because it's not my business really, but I can have an opinion obviously. But we seem to have had a complete change of policy that is looking very unhealthy for the future, I think, not just for Ukraine but for the wider Europe. And I just want to register that I am not at all happy about this, and I think that Ukraine need all the support that they can get. And I've even thought what I might do is some of their kits, I'm thinking I might have a little auction in the near future to raise money for Ukrainian charities. So I'm just trying to get my head around how to do this without taking up too much time and what have you. But it'd be nice if I could raise some money, which I've done before. I've actually sold a couple of items previously, not recently, but on eBay a year or so ago I sold 2 or 3 items. And I donated to the Disasters Emergency Committee for Ukraine, for the Red Cross. But I'm not impressed with eBay. I don't use eBay anymore. I've really fallen out with them because they've got some strange stuff now. If you want to sell anything from your stash, or what it is, it could be jewellery. My wife sells jewellery and things. And old, trinkets and things. And now they've got this strange situation where you have to send the product that you're selling, the item, and you don't get paid until 2 days after the buyer claims they've received it. I mean, I've never heard such rubbish in all my life. And you've got to pay the postage up front. And so the seller, if you're not a business and you're just selling an odd item, like you might have 3 or 4 kits on your stash a couple of times a year, you might want to get rid of. You can't do that anymore anyway. And it's awful really. And also, I mentioned the Ukraine thing in connection with ICM because they were very controlling as well about what charities you can support. Very, very limited. I couldn't believe that the Ukraine option was, I think there was just one. So I'm not having any of that. So I'm going to do my own thing. So I might actually I may do a video where we have an auction and ask people to bid in the chat and do it like that. And raise some money and send it back to Ukraine. I think that would be a nice thing to do after all the help they've given me. And many of you who've received these kits, I've passed on to some of you, of course. You'll know who you are. I think it'd be nice if we could sort of give something back in their hour of need, because I think their hour of need is right now, more than ever. On that subject then, I got something else from them which I saw. It's only a little item. And I thought we'll have a look at this. Quick one. This will make you smile. So what is it? It is this envelope type thing. It is in fact It's the insignias of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, complete with, I'm told, they're going to give you one of their original arm patches from the forces that the forces have on their uniforms. So if you support Ukraine, I think this, I'll probably put this in this auction. We'll have a quick look at it though, and I'll try and open it in a way, if I can. I'll try and open it in a way, because we've actually seen the insignias before. Let me try and open this as gently as I can. Can he though? Can he? I tell you what, I'm not going to open it. I'm not going to open it. So basically what you get all the insignias, which are in the form of decals, which I have shown previously. It's got all the arm patches, all the different military divisions are shown, and there's a lot obviously. You get this actual genuine like an embroidered patch, the original arm patch for the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and then there's all these different divisions insignias, and it even includes some camo, some of this camo decals for the digital camo style. 1/35th scale, so you can put it on to uniforms if you've got any of those sets. Several of you have had sets from me with figures and all sorts, so this would be the perfect accompaniment, and you can actually get your own arm patch to actually put on your own if you've got military uniforms or whatever. You don't need to wear a suit, you don't need to dress like me. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you haven't got a suit. Yeah, no, nobody cares. Perhaps I should put that on. Perhaps I should stitch it on here. No, I'm going to give this one away because I think it's really nice, and so I'm not going to open it because I think that kind of spoiled it. I think I'll leave it sealed. So there you go. So that's an item that I'm going to put into an auction for you. I mean, to be honest, if any of you that are watching this now say I like that, you know, I'll give you, I don't know, 20 quid for it or whatever, then fine. And what I'll do, I'll start totting up. We'll figure out a way to pay me, and I'll start totting up until I've got, I don't know, a couple £100 or something. And then we'll fire it off, and at some point in the future I'll show you a receipt from the charity that I choose. I'll have to have a look into what's out there at the moment, the ones that do support Ukraine. If any of you have got any good suggestions, by all means fire them at me. Anyway, digressing. But no, I just thought it'd be nice to, I feel that we need to give them a bit of a hand at the moment. I'm not happy with the way this is going. I don't understand any of it. I see it as completely against the interests of everybody. The forces of good, frankly. And I want to help them if I can, and if you can help me help them, you can get a benefit out of it as well. That'd be really cool. Anyway, another one that we've got, similar in a similar theme. They have brought out the new version of the Marauder, and it's a similar situation again. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly open this and just have a look at the decals, because it's the Marauder G, B-26G. Now we have seen various versions now. I think we've seen 4 versions so far. So the first version, there's D-Day version, then there was the Flak Bay. So this is the 4th, I think, 4th version. And on the side, you can see this time, any of the French viewers amongst you might be interested in this now, because we've got the US 1944 494th Bomber Squadron, and then we have got the 444th Bomber Squadron, the Autumn 44. But we've also got the French Bourgogne 1945, where they were using these as well. So you've got a few options here, as you can see. Now, I don't think there's much point in me actually reviewing the entire kit because I've done it over and over. But let's have a look at these markings. Why don't we have a look at that and see where that takes us. Let's have a nosy. He says, try and do it carefully. ICM have got this. One of those, by the way, has come a little bit damaged. It's not ICM's fault. I think it's the goulash cannon. The kit's not damaged. It's just the box a bit battered underneath. And it's not ICM's problem, it's our problem with parcel force again. Driving me mad, to be honest. Sometimes ICM tend not to put fragile on it. Not that that makes much difference, because my local parcel force guy is a bit... don't say it, don't say it. Be careful what you say. Now then, let's have a look at this. You know what I mean. sure one or two of you have got people like that. So we've got, again, don't forget, this has got the those lovely clear parts this kit has. It's just so cleverly created. We've talked about that in the past. And we'll sit that over there. We've seen that before, obviously. What we haven't seen is, let's see this iteration. I mean, so there you go. This is going to be a completely sealed kit, which I'll probably put in this auction. And you know, you can use any markings. If you've already got another version, you can do it any which way you want, really. But it's a beautiful kit with those fantastic clear parts. An absolute winner. My kit of the year 2024, just another version of it, yeah? So just bear that in mind. That's how good it is. We're talking about one of the best kits in the last 12 months from anybody. Anyway, let's have a look. So here we've got nice artwork again, sort of flying in the sort of evening twilight. And it says, the B-26G Marauder modification was produced by the Glen L. Martin Company in Middle River, Maryland. And this became the final variant of the Marauder line. B-26B, yeah, okay. The aircraft features the modified wing angle, it raised by 3.5 degrees. This change was intended to improve the handling during takeoff and landing because there was a lot of accidents in the first aircraft variant and a lot of people got killed, sadly. Especially difficult for beginner pilots because it's got the tricycle undercarriage, so it's quite a tricky aircraft. This change was intended to improve the takeoff and landing performance, as operations have been very challenging for Marauder crews. Well, that's putting it mildly. 007, as they say. Additionally, some internal equipment was standardised on the B-26G to meet the common... I just realised, have I missed something here? Slight mistake's been made. I thought it was my imagination. I thought it was my fault. It isn't. It's the B-26G Marauder, but it says B-26B on the actual instructions. Just so you know, I'm not going mad. See what I mean? It's not a biggie, but just be careful because it's a little bit confusing. So it's got, see there, we've got B-26G and then it's B-26B here on the instructions. That's a little tiny bit confusing there, a little bit of a mistake. But we won't hold that against them. Right, so it goes on to say, so the G, now it makes sense because it said B and I thought B, the final version, that can't be right. And that was going through my head as I was reading it out, which is why I slowed down because my brain was saying that doesn't sound right. Anyway, some of the internal equipment was standardised in the G to meet the common requirements of both Army and Navy. A total of 893 G Marauders were produced. That's quite a lot. And they were used for several US Army Air Force groups, including those operating in Europe. Some of these aircraft were also sold into the service of the French Air Force, known as the Free French. The French Marauders initially fought in Italy and southern France, but as the Allies advanced into Europe, they were employed in other regions as well. The final mission was flown by French Marauder crews, taking place on the 25th of April 1945. Okay. And then we get, you know, the standard stuff. Now, what we really want to see is these decals, because this is what makes, it's what differentiates the kit. I'll show you the markings though in terms of the call-outs. We'll start with the French one, which is on the back. Here you go, here you go. There we are. So we've got these rather nutty French markings. Amazing how different it looks to the eye, isn't it, when you put those French markings on? It almost looks like a totally different plane, really. Just odd. And then if you go for the US version, it says this is in the Bourgogne, and this was France 1945. And then you've got the two different schemes of the American version. You've got the one that's got the green top, so it's like olive drab, isn't it, on the top, I think. Or you got the all metal version, which could have some fun with that, couldn't you? Doing metal finishes, those of you that are good at that sort of thing. Doesn't really include me, I'm afraid. And it's got shark's mouth on it. So you've got Willie the Wolf, which is this one, the first one, Willie the Wolf. Quite a relatively famous aircraft. See it on the artwork there. That's nice, isn't it? You've got Willie the Wolf, or you've got the other one, which doesn't. Oh, it does have a name. It's Margie. Margie. Let's have a look at the decals, that'll make it clearer, won't it? Let's have a look. And I've got to say the decal quality seems to be back. Yeah, is that? Because we had a bit of a problem with this recently, didn't we, on one of the other kits, and I've forgotten which one it was. It wasn't the Marauder, was it? It was something else. No, it was the Beaufort. The Beaufort. This looks all right to me. This looks okay. See what you think anyway. You've got the benefit of the zoom I haven't got. Have a look at these then, because whoops, they fly out of here. So there's little tiny spring flies we seem to have floating around at the moment. Yeah, it looks all right to me. I don't see any major problems here, whereas we had 1 or 2 issues last month. But no, I'd say that's back on form really. So there you go. There's the lady with pigtails. Donna Dolores. Donna Dolores. Oh, okay, that must be the name of it then. And then you've got Shark's Mouth here. Everybody likes a shark's mouth. And you got Willie the Wolf. Isn't that nice? There's a cool graphics, aren't they? I do like that, I've got to say. I do like the wolf. What you really want is the scantily clad lady with the wolf looking at her, you know. But no, they look alright, these. I can't see any major props with them. There's no obvious sort of quality problems that we had like with the Beaufort. So, looking good. Looking very nice. So there we go. As I say, there's no point in me reviewing the whole kit, because that's just going to take up an hour, and it means opening the bags and things. And I'd say I'd like this one. I'd like this one to be one I give away in an auction. So again, any of you that are looking at this, as you've just seen, I haven't opened anything apart from the instructions and those decals very carefully. If you are interested in this kit and would like to help Ukraine, drop me a line by all means and tell me what you'd like to bid for it, and I'll always reply to you. You know, don't say a £5 or something, okay? But a sensible price, and we'll make sure that the money goes back to Ukraine. I think that would be a really excellent way of doing our little bit between us as a little, you know, YouTube community and trying to help them. I think that'd be nice. I think that'd be nice. So let me know anyway if you think that you might be interested. It's a lovely kit, this one. There's one thing I do want to check. Just one small point actually about this version. Does it have? Yes, it does have the windows at the back. Where on the other one of them had the Bombay, rear Bombay, and some of them have got these little windows, like observation windows instead. I am not the biggest expert on Marauders, though, it has to be said, but yeah, it doesn't have the double Bombay doors on this one. It just has the one main Bombay. And does it have the window underneath? Yeah. Interesting. It's just the angle they show it at is a little bit confusing. Yeah, no. It has these windows near the back, observation windows, but it doesn't have the fully operating rear Bombay. Oh, there we go. It's got the windows I was talking about. I'll zoom in for this. This is the masking template. Oh, tricky. I'm not sure I want to make a mask out of that template there. That one that's like a frame. Almost like a windscreen wiper shape, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's a bit awkward. But yeah, you can see there, I'm talking about, these are the windows I'm talking about here. But no, it doesn't have a rear opening Bombay on this version, so that's it. It's a mighty fine aircraft, and I'm pretty sure it's going to make into a beautiful model, and it comes with these exceptional clear parts in the kit. I don't think that you would be disappointed with this. Well, as I say, it was my kit of the year 2024, so you know, it's a good one. It's a good one, and it beats some other good kits, you know. There was quite a few decent ones last year. it's not as many as usual. So it's actually got here 2 different versions. It has, I'll tell you one thing that is a different variant is the nose, the clear glass nose cone. I'll show you this. I'm not going to open it, but here where all the foam is, that's the clear part, which they brilliantly protect. And given it's probably one of their best assets at the moment, I don't blame them. This is the alternative nose section. So there's 2, and for this model, obviously, you're going to use this one. And it's got a gun mounted right in the actual glass. Beautiful, absolutely fantastic. And you know, you can even see the way that they are packaging things so nicely. I'll just zoom back a touch. Let me just show you the other one, because they've done it again. There's a second sprue here, where they've got some quite fine parts, delicate parts. I don't know if you can see, they've also put in some foam. So they're really thinking through the way that they are actually packing these, which helps tremendously, especially when you've got people like I have to put up with at Parcel Force, who seem to... this box from Ukraine arrived with a huge backing inside. No kit has suffered as a result of this, apart from just the outer box on the goulash cannon, just underneath. It's just a bit compressed. But this one's absolutely mint. This was the one that was protected to death. So this one is literally a brand new kit that's mint. And what I'll do is I'll retape it so that all that's been handled is the instructions and decals. We haven't opened the bags. It's a brand new kit, as you see. Make me an offer, or we'll do an auction show and see if we can raise some money and give these guys a bit of a hand, because I think that I'm pretty sure that ICM are very pleased about that. You know, I've kept one of the Marauders. I think it's the D-Day one I kept, the one that came with the figures. I quite like that one, so I've kept it. What I do is if I know the person I'm giving these to as a gift, you know, I will try and use my knowledge of what they like to build to choose which ones to give them, and I've tried to do that as best I can. You know, so for example, one guy, no names here, but one guy who builds a lot of German World War II aircraft. So rather than send him the Heinkel set, which I've kept actually, because I haven't got one. So rather than sending the Heinkel set that came with all the airfield equipment, ICM have already sent me the airfield equipment in separate sets. So I've sent him the separate sets to go with the Heinkels that he's already got. So I'm trying to do that when I've been sort of generous, you might say, but passing them on really, paying it forward. That's the way I think of it. And when I've done that, I'm trying to focus on giving the right kits to the right people, if that makes sense, as best I can anyway. But I think now is time that we all need to sort of say, well, you've had some free kits, how about buying one? Yeah, we'll send the money back to them. And I'll do it all above board, you know, I'll log all the sales, and I'll show you what's been sold and what's been paid. I won't name the people who bought them. I'll say how much was paid and what the kit was, and we'll tot it up and we'll get, I don't know, a couple £100 and we'll send it to a good Ukrainian charity that's perhaps helping folks out where they need it most, and I'll do a bit of research on that. So if you want to chip in, I don't know, make a donation if you want. It's not going to me. If you want to make a small donation, but best of all, you know, make a donation by get something out of it yourself and make a bid on one of these, something really interesting, and you can get something out of it as well. Maybe get it cheaper than you would in the shops. And we'll see if we can't send that money back to help people a little bit who are in desperate need, I think, at the moment, and their morale needs boosting as well. So anything we can do to facilitate that has got to be good and makes us all feel better as a modelling community, I think, you know. So let me know your thoughts on that. Anyway, if you've got any suggestions or you want to contribute, you know, please let me know. I think it'd be nice, especially those of you that have had some goodies from me in the past. Perhaps you can cough up a few quid and choose one of these items. Any of them's fair game, to be honest. I'm saying I might keep that because I haven't got a Hanomag actually. But I'll probably let the goulash cannon go. It's a lovely kit though, isn't it? It has got everything in the box. That's the beauty of it. Oh, I want to keep them. No, can't. I haven't got room. Let me know anyway if you fancy one of these. None of these are going to disappoint you, guaranteed. If you fancy one, you know, and you say I'll give you 20-25 quid, and just let me know. Drop me a line. I'll do a review on that one separately another day. We probably won't with the goulash canal because we've done it all before. We'll take it from there. I'm sure that ICM would appreciate the sentiments from both me and all of you. And any contribution you can make be very gratefully received by them, I'm sure. As I say, they need it. Yeah. So let's see if we can all come together and do something for them. Just an idea. Just an idea. Give us your feedback on what you think of that idea, and we'll see what we can do as a team, so to speak. We can all work together and help these guys. I think that would be very nice. And I'm sure there's some areas where the civilians in particular are really struggling, so yeah. I think any morale boost we can give them is critical at this moment in time, until things sort of become a little bit clear about what exactly is going on with the politics. And as I say, you know, original military patch there, very nice, something very different. It's like a special edition set, that, of the insignia of their vehicle, camouflage patches. Any 35th scale vehicles you got, like the Cossack or similar, you can use that on them, or any of the trucks, any of the figures. You can put the epaulets on their arms, and you got a full scale patch to wear on your suit. And maybe I should put it on this. Anyway, on that note, he says a little bit tongue in cheek, but yeah, I think it's quite a serious subject, isn't it? And I think it's starting to upset people, me included, quite a lot. I think we need to try and do something to try and help, even if it's only in a little small way. Thank you for watching. Thank you to ICM for providing all these wonderful things, and my admiration and respect for them grows and grows, and I'm sure from the feedback that you all give, that is very much the flavour of the way that you guys all think about it as well. It's quite incredible, you know. I mean, okay, you could say, oh, well, this month they didn't come out with anything new, but they don't sit on their hands. They do come out with something new, because they say, well, that kit naturally goes with that kit, so we'll make that into a set. People will love it, like the goulash canon, you know. Instead of having a truck and a little oven and then some cooks, we've now got everything. It's dinner time, isn't it? You know? So anyway, let's do the same. Let's try and reciprocate it back and pay it forward a bit. Try and help them in return. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you'll all stay well, stay safe. Thank you very much for your support, and let's see if we can't do a bit of a mission together and try and do a bit of a special here and try and help these guys out a bit. Thank you very much. Until next time, I say I will be back. I will definitely do a little bit of a review on this one, but take care of yourselves. Until next time, thanks a lot. Look after yourselves, and bye for now.